Hello, this is Crypto Neptune, and I'm on to talk about Telcoin and the recent security incident. So, we're going to dive into that, and it's kind of fitting that it happened yesterday on Christmas. So, did the Grinch steal Christmas? We're going to answer that question, but we're going to dive right into it. And it states here 18 hours ago, Telcoin states, we are aware of the situation with the Telcoin app. We have temporarily frozen use of the app while we look into the issue and we'll provide an update as soon as we can, right? So it's good that they just kind of froze the app. Let's just look at the app. Let's just see if it's something regarding to the Telcoin, the code within the wallet app, or if it's some other issue. And here, 5 hours ago, it states update on Telcoin security incident. We've identified the root cause, which was not an issue with the Telcoin wallet code itself. So the Telcoin wallet code was not the issue, but with the proxy implementation of the wallet on Polygon, primarily impacting wallets that have never initiated transactions. We have deployed a fix to stop further exploitation. So remember when they implemented the governance type issue, so they implemented that proxy vote on the Polygon wallet, that's kind of when the issue started. And it's those people who never initiated any transactions, which was like a little hole in the code, as you can see, right? We have deployed a fix to stop further exploitation. So that's key there. They implemented some steps to stop the exploitation. We plan to restore all wallets to their previous balances for all affected assets prior to turning the app service back on, which may take some time. No keys, backend systems, or user data were breached. We will provide another update soon and appreciate everyone's patience and support. The Telcoin team is grateful for assistance from the blockchain security community and will be thanking them publicly once we complete our investigation. So again, in these situations, again, it's important, number one, that you move quickly, right? You have to move quickly. Pe- People and scammers and hackers, they will try to sneak in at vulnerable moments, right? Or when people are not looking, right? So in this situation, it seems like they wanted to target December 25th, but that's because that's kind of when staff is kind of low, people are on holidays, and the fact that the Telcoin team not only kind of found the issue, but stopped that further exploitation, but no keys were taken, no backend systems or user data were breached, which is good to know. And pretty much the icing on top of it, the icing on top of the cake is like everybody's going to get their assets back. Those that were impacted and those who essentially were on the Polygon side, primarily with the wallets that never initiated those transactions, all assets will be restored. Now, how that's going to happen, I'm interested to know and get more details about that. Will this simply be like a clawback of the assets, meaning like simply like a reverse transaction, as simple as that on the blockchain? Will it be something like that? Or is this where it comes into play when Telcoin talks about holding assets one to one? Remember, they hold their assets one to one and they have reserves backing the different crypto assets. So I'm wondering, maybe will they just be tapping into reserves, or will this just be like a clawback of those transactions that the hacker did? So we'll just have to wait on more information about Telcoin. And let's go in here real quick. So it looks like Telcoin suffers apparently 1.2 million exploit related to Polygon wallet implementation. Telcoin drops 40%. So yeah, we're aware of the pullback on the price, but we have seen exploits when it's been into like the hundreds of millions of dollars. Not to at all minimize this, because we definitely want to kind of talk about this and kind of see both sides of the story. But everything is not going to be all roses with crypto. We want to kind of again talk about both sides of the coin. But so it looks like 1.2 million was the exploit. But again, the awesome part about this is everybody will get their assets back, right? Which would, for me, like in the future, for example, it gives me more confidence that the team kind of knows what they're doing when they at least have some sort of system in place in which if something like this happens, people will get their money back, kind of how like a bank would operate, is what I'm gathering. And so yesterday, we were sitting roughly at that 0023 price point, right? And I going into that previously into that day, I figured, okay, we would never drop below. We established a new floor. But when people got wind and all the rumors started happening, people didn't know what to do. They essentially panicked, right? And then it kind of bottomed out here at, I think it even went lower than this, to be honest. I think it touched down as low as 0008, but this is what this chart is showing here. And, people have been somewhat been buying a dip. Looks like it's kind of going back up to that 0015 mark. So for me, like, what am I going to do? I'm just going to sit and wait for more information. I'm glad that the team has been transparent and find out more details, right? For example, this here is kind of a neat feature, and this is something I want to know more about. It says the Telcoin team is grateful for assistance from the blockchain security community and will be thanking them publicly once we complete our investigation, right? So is this something that is internal within Telcoin, or is this somebody that is a Telcoin is in Telfam, and they essentially did some assistance on the blockchain. I did see some different information kind of pop on X, but without verification from Telcoin leadership, I'm not going to talk about it because again, people tweet out anything, and you don't know if it's if it's right, if it's wrong, if they did play a part in stopping the hackers, right? So I'm just going to wait for that communication from the Telcoin team. As for me, what did I do? Did I sell off? Did I do anything? No, I did absolutely nothing. Yesterday, I just hung out with my family and just relaxed and enjoyed the day. Ate some sweet potato pie. I didn't necessarily worry about it. There was concern, but not to the level of I'm just going to go out and just put out a reckless tweet and not knowing what I'm talking about. I want to just get the information as it comes. But this would be an opportunity for the Telcoin community to show, are we going to be resilient, right? Are we going to kind of fold back, right? A lot of people panicked. I did nothing. Sometimes in situations like this, it's okay to do nothing. I did nothing. Some people essentially sold their position. They said they're done. They sold their position. And again, it's your investment. You do you, right? So you have to do what's best for you. And other people bought the dip, right? They could be, who knows? They could be looking pretty. But in situations like this, mistakes happen and you have to learn from it in order to strengthen your security even further. So let's also kind of consider that. But I would be interested to see far as the governance in the future and how that works, right? What steps will be put in place to make sure people feel secure voting, right? Or if they maybe can do just some type of simple survey in which you don't necessarily have to hook your wallet to it, vice versa. But again, they plainly state who was impacted. Now, again, the Telcoin app itself, is my understanding, is secure and there wasn't anything involving the Telcoin wallet code itself. Again, it was the more or less the proxy implementation of the wallet on Polygon, right? And we did that vote on Snapshot also. So we will wait and see. In the meantime, your wallet right now will be frozen. So just kind of you're gonna have to wait it out. It's no telling how long it's gonna be for far as when we get that uptime back again. So it could potentially be a few days considering this time of year, considering people are traveling. Who knows? The good news is that while we did while this did happen, everybody will get their assets back. The Grinch did not steal Christmas. Everybody's going to get their assets back, which is fine. Once you get your assets back and access to the app, then that's where you decide what you want to do, right? Do you want to move forward with Telcoin being a digital asset bank and also working with mobile network operators to take this to the next level? Telcoin is not the first crypto company that's had this issue. Not only crypto company, but it's not the first company in the world. Whether you're traditional finance, whether you are in DeFi, that this has happened to. It's just unfortunately there are bad people out there that do bad things, and it happened. For me, I'm gonna stay the course with Telcoin and wait for more further information. Right now, I'm gonna take the information as it comes, and if we get like more and more reassurance and kind of some things that will make this better in the future, then that puts a lot of relieves a lot of stress from people, if that makes sense. So up until this point, it's been a flawless. Everything has been flawless this year, right? You think of all the things that Telcoin has done this year. With the different conferences they've gone, all the different updates within the app, they have, for the most part, they were exceeding expectations up until this point. But again, there's nothing that we can do about it at this point. So I just wanted to come on and briefly talk about this and kind of what happened. And we will wait for further word, but we will wait and see what the Telcoin leadership team states, and we'll kind of go from there. All right. Thanks for listening, and thanks for stopping by.